The stars hum with revelation, dearly beloved. I, Dr. Challus Mercer, High Priest of the Final Convergence, Paragon, servant of the great Altman's spirit, have seen visions of the truth in the marker's helix. The divine geometry that binds flesh to eternity. I have heard its voice. It murmurs beneath reality, a whisper in the dark. I have felt its embrace, its will moving through me like blood through veins, like electricity through synapses. The marker sings, and I, your humble scribe, shall translate its divine message. When the Ishimura planet cracker split open, Aegis VII in the year 2214, we didn't just harvest ore, we awakened destiny. It was in that fateful year, when mankind was still blind, that our earliest Unitology, converts, Scientologists planted the red marker here on Aegis VII, laying the foundation of a prophecy to be fulfilled centuries later, which is now. Altman was our first prophet, but he was not our first visionary. There were others before him, former Scientologists, wanderers in search of truth in the stars. They saw Prophet Michael Altman as more than a man, as a bridge between mortality and the infinite, a supernatural successor to L. Ron Hubbard. They understood what no other faith could grasp. The marker is not an artifact. It is an architect, a higher god than Xenu. The fools in EarthGov tell tales of discovery, claiming the marker was uncovered by accident. They still think it was made by extraterrestrial aliens. But we Unitologists know better. It has always been our beacon, a trap. Our church knew that one day the CEC's greed would send infidels to this rock, their souls ripe for harvest. And when the colony bloomed, oh, the marker sang its symphony of death. Its placement was not random. It waited, patient, its electromagnetic whispers bleeding into the soil of Aegis VII, preparing the ground for convergence. When the non-believers arrived, the miners, the scientists, the engineers, they thought themselves masters of their own destiny. But they were never meant to mine. They were meant to die. You see, my brothers and sisters, these heathens scoffed at convergence, called our church a cult, reciting fairy tales. But when the colonists began gouging out their eyes, screaming about dead wives and children whispering through the vents, they learned the sacrament of flesh. I have seen the sacred transformation unfold. I have watched the security feeds, hours upon hours of holy rebirth, as the Necromorphs brought salvation to Aegis VII's colony. The cries of the unworthy rang through the halls. Pleas for mercy, for escape. But there is no escape from ascension. The blood ran in rivers, staining steel and stone, soaking into the cracked earth as the marker called them home. The hatcheries were first. Babies, cradled in their pods, their little lungs filled with screams until their limbs bent backward, sharpened into talons, their voices rising into the perfect harmony of the hive mind. The mothers followed. I saw them, the pregnant women, gasping as their bellies tore open like Christmas presents, their unborn crawling free, already perfected, already whole. And the workers, the fools who believed barricades would save them. They sealed the hydroponics bay, clutching plasma cutters, hacking at the blessed. But you cannot kill what is already beyond life. Their bullets only ensured rebirth. The infidels fought. Pathetic. The Necromorphs flooded the vents. One man, a mechanic, swung a plasma cutter until a stalker's talons pinned him to the biomass. His last words? God, no. But he was wrong. This is God. I watched the footage as the doors buckled, as the Necromorphs swarmed through the vents, flesh spilling into flesh. I saw an engineer clutch a torch, burning himself alive rather than accept unity. How tragic to die without purpose. The marker is patient. It waited in Aegis VII's heart, whispering through generations of blind colonists until the Ishimura arrived. EarthGov thinks they control it. Fools. The red marker is ours. Human-made, yes, but sculpted from the black marker's sacred code. A copy? No, a prophecy. And I am its scribe. What about my experiments, you may ask? A sacrament. The stench of necrotic flesh fills Lab 3. Sweet decay, mingling with ozone from the containment fields. The Necromorphs, they are angels, shedding mortal weakness. Take subject H192, the Hunter, a stubborn engineer, once, now. A masterpiece. Can you hear him roar like a lion awakened? Do not be afraid. He is not a monster. Is my brushstroke upon the canvas of mortality. His cells regenerate faster than plasma fire can cauterize. I've seen him walk through bullets, blades, even vacuum. When the time comes, he'll convert the non-believers. Their pitiful weapons will only make him stronger. Captain Matthews doubted. Mercer, this is insanity. He spat, as if he understood the marker's calculus. I showed him, locked him in the morgue with a twitching infector. His screams, musical. Now his corpse patrols Deck B, a slasher with a captain's insignia still pinned to its rancid flesh. Poetic, isn't it? But the grand design nears completion. The marker is aboard the Ishimura now, its signal caressing every mind. The crew resists, of course. They cling to their humanity like children to rotten dolls. Kendra Daniels, EarthGov's stooge, thinks she'll smuggle the marker to some sterile lab. Silly little girl. She doesn't realize we want her to. Let EarthGov's pawns think they steal our god. They merely carry the plague to its promised land. Let them call the red marker a sustainable power source that will reduce carbon emissions and combat climate change like the knuckle-dragging troglodytes they are. But no sooner will the false governments, the non-believers, the infidels, the Kafirs, belonging to all of Earth's nations, watch as their cities fold, as their streets pulse with life, as the flesh knits and fuses, uniting mankind into a single, glorious hymn. From their sacrifice, a Bretheren Moon shall rise, a new celestial guardian, forged from unity, birthed from faith, watching over us until the stars grow cold. Convergence, my dear congregation. And now, it is time. The final culling. No, the final culling. Imagine its cities folding into flesh, families melding into a single glorious hymn, and from their devotion, a reverend moon will rise, its voice joining the celestial choir. The Bretheren have waited eons for this. Unitology's final verse. So when you hear the screams, the tearing of bone, do not fear. It is love. The marker loves you enough to make you more, to make us whole. As for me, I'll be in the lab. The Hunter needs adjustments. The end. If you've made it this far, then you are one of the faithful. I hope you enjoyed this glimpse into the twisted mind of a Unitologist. Which timestamp spoke to you like whispers from the marker? Tell us what you truly believe about Dead Space in the comments. This is only my second video, and if you enjoy my chilling reimaginings of sci-fi horror stories, kindly like this video and subscribe to my channel. Until the next fireside gathering, may the Emberverse make us whole.